Hi there, my name is Ryan Vickers and I'm the creative consultant on Pop Whiz, and welcome to the Pop Whiz After Show. Each time after the show airs, we bring you a guest, and today we have Frank Bertolas, who is the executive producer. Thanks for joining us, Frank.
Thanks for having me, Ryan.
I appreciate you being here. So talk about how a show like this gets created.
Well, it's a very collaborative process for sure. We've created several projects for Game TV, who is our broadcaster for this project. And so the dialogue started around what could we do to focus on a younger demographic. And their demographic tends to be a little bit older of a skew. So we went to work creatively, and I brought the team together. It's a small team of 3 people that we kind of brainstormed a few different options, ideas with some general parameters that the network had set for us. And we ended up pitching them a concept. But all of this was done prior to COVID. So a lot of that work to establish what a format might look like, we had to go back to the drawing board once COVID hit.
And so there was some change. Without going into too much, I'm assuming there was some changes from the original thought process you might have had, correct?
Absolutely. The concept was created to really go across Canada, coast to coast to coast, and engage in with communities around the country and connect the country in a matter of ways. And so when COVID hit, we had to redesign things in the sense of, going into smaller communities became the target. It was a challenge, but it was also an opportunity for us because, as we all know, in a lot of the communities, events were canceled. And we executed over the summertime. And so there was this big gaping void of nothing really going on. So we designed the show to be very COVID friendly. It was a stage meant for one. It was intended to be a very fun, engaging, contestant-friendly, and energized experience for everyone who participated, and including the communities. The mayor's offices were very supportive for us, and of course the parents and the kids were just phenomenal.
Well, and I'm guessing specifically on the communities that there was very much an essence of, sure, we'll have you because not we don't have a lot of other things going on. It's nice to have a focal point for the community then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly. It was that. And at the same time, by focusing on smaller communities, and we really kind of narrowed our scope to being Ontario only. These communities had never had a TV show come to town. And so they were not only just trying to fill a void saying, yeah, let's tick the box and sure, come on out because we got nothing else going on. They were all wholeheartedly embracing and supporting, what do you need from us? How can we make this better for you? And it was tremendous. And the 6 communities we went, Thunder Bay, Cornwall, North Bay, Timmins, Stratford, Kingston, they were all fabulous.
Well, and the thing that strikes me as nice is that the show really did, I found, a good job of spreading out in the province. It wasn't just, we're going to go to one city and then do little satellite cities. Like Thunder Bay to Cornwall is not a small drive. So were there some logistics involved in getting things around then?
Absolutely. The one thing I will say is that we were able to assemble a phenomenal team of, we couldn't make it a big production in keeping with the COVID protocols that we set. So the team was tight, and it was a small core group. Everyone rolled up their sleeves and we all just kind of came together and made it happen. The communities we went to were over 2,000 kilometers apart. And we shot every weekend through the summer of 2021. So very dedicated team to be, engaging in this. And they, like a lot of television, it gets made because of people that really enjoy what they do, and we really benefited from that. The crew embracing it and being met by these communities that really overwhelmingly supported us.
Yeah, and we're pretty lucky to have just a nice bunch of people on the crew, as you've seen, and no doubt, undoubtedly we could talk about for days, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So you talked about going across Canada. Is that somewhat of how the online portion came across then?
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't want to, because of the on location execution being limited to Ontario, we wanted to make sure that we were still, a Canadian. It was Canada's pop culture traveling trivia game show, and so we that moniker stayed with us through our design. And so now to reach the rest of the country, we've created Pop Whiz Online, and that's actually happening right now. We completed January contest, and we'll have a February and March one as well, where anyone can jump onto our website, participate in a trivia contest, and challenge themselves to get to the top of the leaderboard, and then we have a playoff of the top contestants. And we've had from the Yukon to Alberta, British Columbia, Saskatchewan. It's been and the East Coast as well. So we're very thankful that we were able to engage and share. And so there's a real incentive for people that are participating in the online to bring their friends in, and the prizes are the same. We kept the contestant prizes at the same levels, and so everyone now can get a chance to participate.
Well, and that's the thing, and I know I've seen game shows in the past, is that if you don't live in the local area, you can't get involved. So I appreciate that we're doing this with Pop Whiz, and it's really reaching out. We did have some contestants who maybe drove a couple of hours to be on set, but this way it's anyone from Canada, and we're seeing that representation. So thank you for that. Is there anything that sort of stood out for either doing the online or the production for you? Anything particular?
Yeah, I think that what really resonated for me was, this idea that we put something in front of our contestants that were aged 13 to 17-year-olds, and we designed all the questions to be interesting for them. So we had pop culture that was relatable, whether it was TikTok or YouTube or gaming or movies that are appealing to that age group. But then when we went to put the show together, we really went to a unique format of editing this all together. And I got to say that on the creative team, we had Aiden Bertolas as well. And he was very key in how we communicated the format of the show in the actual episodes, and with the creation of graphical animations as well. And by the way, he was also very key in design of the Pop Whiz Online as well, and worked with our software programmers on that front. But I was really very excited on the ability to bring in Jamie into this to support our main host, Andrew Gunnarola, who was phenomenal, had a superb relationship with the contestants, and you can see the joy in his face as he's out there having fun in these communities. And so Jamie is the robotic voice that we created, and so all the questions are delivered to the contestants in a very uniform fashion. And Jamie became it kind of evolved into a bit of a character into herself, in that she started to have commentary even outside of the delivery of the questions, and there's a bit of a dialogue happening with her and Andrew in some cases, and so that was really a lot of fun. But with respect to Jamie specifically, I loved seeing the faces of the kids when they first heard Jamie, because we didn't tell them what was going to be happening. They stepped into the game cube, and this booming speaker comes on with this voice that is from where is it? And so those faces are priceless. Yeah.
And I agree with you on that too. Part of it's the immersion of it, because if it's introduced informally offset, you don't get those kind of reactions. And we really did see those come through. Not only that, but also sometimes when Jamie would spit out a question and a player just pulled an answer out of nowhere and kind of all threw it as a wild guess, and just love those reactions coming up.
Yeah. And the other facet that I really, if you don't mind to hear me out on this, the other thing that really was very rewarding for me was to give the stage to the contestants. And so it's unlike a lot of game shows where, you have to press that buzzer to even be able to say something. And so the way we executed, when they were in the GameCube, they had the stage, and you saw them come out. They got their comfort, and each round they participated in, or every question that they answered, you could see they were getting more and more comfortable. So it gave them an opportunity to take the stage, explore themselves a little bit. And I think a lot of them were surprised on how well they did, and had a lot of fun doing it. So that for me was the big reward for the project in season 1.
And I'm a big believer of that too, with just putting the contestants at ease, because they're probably going to perform better as well, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, there were 2 behind the scenes people that were really instrumental in building that initial comfort. And you were one of them who
Thank you, Frank. That's very kind.
I did the first intro as our judge on the series, and top creative consultant and writer on the project. Being able for you to set the stage in a very fun and low-key kind of way, but still maintaining the judging aspects of making sure this was fair and level playing field. But the other individual that has to be really given big kudos is Sergio Gallinaro, our director. He didn't let any of the contestants sort of give up and sort of give in to that. Well, it's comfortable if I just don't say anything, and he never let them get away with that. And that was fabulous, because that made the experience for them better, and it made for a more highly energetic TV show, and the broadcast will benefit from that as well.
For sure, and I know people have been enjoying the episodes only both on the Game TV website and on the broadcast version. Which is a great platform to have it, especially with younger people wanting to connect through that internet way.
Yeah. We're happy with the connection we made with our contestants. We are continuing to build that community through our social media efforts and through the Pop Whiz online. And, opportunities like this to kind of tell our story is great. We hope that, we can continue to build that, and look forward to some of our planning for season 2. We're getting creative, and our environment will hopefully change and allow us a little more leeway in our execution. But the Pop Whiz community is hopefully one that can continue and continue to grow.
I think that sounds absolutely wonderful, Frank. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we go, we'll remind you to play Pop Whiz online. You can visit popwizgameshow.com on the internet, and that's our website. You can click the links to see the leaderboard and also sign up, play, and maybe even win some cash, which is always welcome spending things. And, go buy yourself pizza, whatever you need to, or even more. You can also watch Pop Whiz on Game TV every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you can adjust for your time zones. As well, you can catch it on the Game TV website at igametv.com/pop-whiz. That's igametv.com/pop-whiz. Thanks very much, Frank. And we'll pop in again sometime soon. Take care.
Thank you. Take care.